My name is Natalie. I'm 35 years old. Every year, I buy Valentine's Day chocolates and send them to myself as a treat. This is a story about why I started to treat myself. This is something that happened 6 at the time. I was concerned about my Thomas, who I had married 3 years ago. Even when we were dating, he wasn't communicating, especially over text. He was the type who would keep texts and calls strictly business. But these days, he always takes his cell phone with him when he goes to the bathroom. To make things clear, he doesn't play on his phone. I don't think he's the type to randomly net surf either. In general, he's not very good with technology, even when they gave him some. At work, he had to go to a special class on how to use it. My husband is 4 years older than me, but he didn't have much experience with computers. So he's really useless when it comes to machines So when a guy like that begins taking his cell phone into the bathroom, it's hard not to notice. Well, maybe he's gotten used to his cell phone and started using it to play games, read books, or watch videos. But since he never looks at his phone when he's around me, it made an impression on me. If he was reading books or watching his phone, wouldn't he do that in room during his free time as well? Could he be cheating? But a guy like him, since we got married, he's really let himself go. Glancing over at his belly, I decided there was no way he was cheating on me. Though I was still feeling a bit core, our 3rd wedding anniversary came. Anniversaries really are special and days. I thought we'd have a nice dinner, our memories of each other.
Before he left for work, I reminded Thomas that it was our anniversary, so I would treat him tonight. Make sure you come home early.
I bought a nice bottle of champagne fancy meal and ordered a cake from I waited for Thomas to come home. I decided I would take a bath while and noticed that it was already mixed. I told him to come home early, but was already over. I got a bit worried, wondering whether something had happened. Honestly, one of the things that bothered me most about my husband was the fact that he wouldn't at least text me to keep me updated. Even when he's going to be home late work, he never lets me know. But this is the first time he does promising to come home early. I was worried. But just as I picked up my phone to call him, I heard the door unlock. I rushed to the door and saw that was strangely wrinkled.
Welcome home.
What do you mean, was I asleep? Of not.
Didn't I tell you it's our anniversary today?
I stared at my husband, feeling a little flustered.
Hey. Right. Ugh. I don't even care anymore.
I'm sorry. There was some trouble. I got stuck in the office.
I've said this to you before, but going to be late, can't you at least me?
Oh, no. But I took time to cook and prepare everything, so I should be allowed least complain, right? On one side, I want to calm down. I want to explode. But also, it's late, so I want to go sleep.
I'm really sorry.
My husband apologized and hugged me several times.
You seem to be sorry, so since you caused me trouble at work, we'll let it go. But I am grateful that you are so forgiving.
I said that, looking at my husband in the eyes.
I prepared a change of clothes for go get washed up. I
urged him.
I'm sorry.
My husband quickly took his shoes, one headed to the bathroom. At that moment, I noticed a harsh arc. What's that? If it was weaker, it would be nice. It's too strong, the scent seems feeling a bit strange. I checked to see if my husband had taken off his clothes before entering the shower. When he entered the house, I noticed that his dress shirt was wrinkled. The smell of a duty-free store. The sour smell was coming from his ass. There was a festival of bad smells in the bathroom, around his dirty clothes.
Before you get out of the shower, wash your feet.
I called to my husband through the door.
Oh, did they smell?
Did you ask?
Yeah, you got home late. So, today pretty bad. I left. Alum water spray bathroom. I so use it once you're done up. One.
Okay.
My husband seemed surprised about He was always talking and acting like a saint, but the perfume scent bothered me. Could he have met up with a woman or of our anniversary? Thinking about it recently. He's been coming home late pretty zero, usually not as late as tonight, but even though his feet may stink and he has a little beer belly, there are still reasons why a woman might be attracted to him. Since my husband was still in bed, I decided to secretly check his phone. Since he's not good with technology, he didn't have a password on his phone, could check it easily. In his phone, I found text messages I exchanged with a woman named Jill. He's not the type who texts often, but he would message her to plan when they'd meet, so he definitely texted her to make plans. My fist clenched. After they met up today, Jill texted,
Today was amazing.
So the reason his shirt was so wrinkled? They must have slept with each other. Editing the following for spelling and grammar mistakes, leaving me alone on our anniversary this year. Rather than feeling sad, I felt that I wanted to kick him out of my... Looking back on their messages, I saw that they had been together for 3 months. He promised to take Jill to a fancy French restaurant. Oh, I haven't even been there yet. I guess I need to do something about that. Using my phone, I took photos of the end pictures together. Even though Thomas isn't great with phones, if I just forwarded the messages images, he might find out somehow. Not knowing that I had found out Eve, my husband said to me,
You won't be late tonight.
and left the house to go to work. Yeah, sounds good. I won't be either. Well then, darling, I'll see you later. In order to watch them, I got to the restaurant 30 minutes before they arrive.
You're finally here, I said to followed them. Stop.
I said just as they were about to enter the restaurant. My husband and Jill turned around. At that moment, my husband's face...
Yes, it's me, Natalie. What are you doing here, Thomas?
Jill looked between my husband and...
Is that?
She asked Thomas. Jill looked at me as if she had won, made me even more angry. She was even more beautiful than in photos. I was a little overwhelmed, not ready to lose her. This is a fight between 2 women.
I'm Thomas' girlfriend. Nice to mess, wife.
Thomas was shocked at how he acted.
Jill, wait. Calm down, Natalie. This isn't what you think it is.
It's fine. You'll be treating her to a French dinner, right? For your anniversary, let me join you.
I pressured him with my smile and sewn into the restaurant. I might as well take advantage of this and have my husband buy me a nice meal. That woman and I.
Jill, right? How did you meet my husband?
What?
Jill seemed to be in a bad mood because she was bothering them during their anniversary. My mood, on the other hand, got better. She got annoyed. My husband was on edge. It was funny, the 2 of them.
Tom and I dated before you 2 met. Tom way better than you.
Oh. So Tom dated both of us at the time, but chose to marry me.
Copying Jill and calling my husband seemed to make him even more stressed, as if he was holding on for dear life.
Yes, I can help you with that.
Tom said in a strange voice.
Oh, really?
Well, I broke up with Jill first time we met again because Jill happened to be working at the tailor where I go to.
So you brought this upon yourself.
Looking at him with cold eyes, I saw how frightened my husband was of me.
Hey, what's your problem? Sorry, but I plan on breaking up with Tom. I finally met someone else. I was so shocked when you proposed to me.
What's up with that?
I will break up with Jill.
If he said something like that, may think about a way out of this. But honestly, seeing how my husband looks right now, I was beginning to doubt the possibility of a future with him. It seems I have only one choice to,
I'm ready to give up everything for Tom. That's all I want.
Jill said while looking directly at me.
And what do you think, Tom?
I asked my husband. Thomas seemed afraid. He replied with a wavering voice.
It's okay. Just be honest.
I said,
Oh, well, I'm not sure what you mean. Can you please provide more context or information?
That's all he could say.
Tom, I know you like me too, so please don't break up with each other.
Thomas remained silent. I don't need a wishy-washy man like you.
That's fine with me. But you'll need to reapply.
What are you saying? I won,
Jill said with a victorious laugh. And like that, Thomas and I decided to divorce. After that night, Thomas moved in with Jill. This house was actually originally Thomas' name.
But Jill said, even if it's not what you want, just try it quickly.
So I was given the house without any... I was a bit confused about the divorce process at first, but I was able to gather everything together and even claim from them. She said she'd do anything to be with him. As I was wondering how I will be the alimony, I received a call from unknown number.
Hello?
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
It was Jill's voice. I never told he number, so she must have found it in contact list. But why would she suddenly, could she have reached her limit? Thinking about that possibility,
What's this about? I asked her with a smile.
I didn't know.
Hearing how painful Jill's voice sounded because of Thomas's smelly feet, I couldn't help but laugh.
And he talks in his sleep and snores loudly.
After Jill expressed the struggles she had been experiencing over the past 2 months, I said that I had been going through something similar.
He keeps buying things through mail-order catalogs and wears expensive clothes that are not suitable for his job. He's so irresponsible with money.
I couldn't help but laugh out loud. After about a year of being married, husband got athlete S-foot and sin his feet smell horribly. I've been buying him essential oils water in order to somehow decrease his anxiety. As for the sleep talking, he always does that, but the snoring has gotten worse lately since he gained weight. Nowadays, he sounds like a bazooka. He's not worried about it either. When they were dating, he was probably skinnier, and they may not have even slept together. As for his spending, he's not a big spender. Since nobody is stopping him now, I can only imagine how much he's buying.
How strange. Well, didn't I? You'd regret it.
If you knew, you should told me.
You weren't listening to me.
I replied, making fun of her.
You're the worst.
You don't have the right to say that you were going after a married man. Of us is really the worst.
That's why I apologized and asked for your forgiveness.
What do you mean by that? Did you apologize?
I will give Tom back to you, so please forget what happened. I can't deal with it anymore.
I burst out laughing again. She was ready to give up everything for him, but she couldn't even last 2 months.
I'm good. I don't need him.
Honestly speaking, my husband has had many problems, and I have considered getting a divorce many times. But sleep talking, snoring, having feet that smell like a dead animal, not that those are things he chose. And everyone has their own faults. If one is careful, they can stop their problem too. It's a bit weird that Sally was riding along with him just fine. More importantly, he has a gentle personality, which is something I really like since I'm a bit hot-tempered. I could get angry at him, but his personality was good, so I could hear his smells and noises. But one thing I can't forgive is, so I don't care about him anymore.
No way!
Well, yes.
I laughed as Jill began to cry.
The worst thing about being a writer is that it's so solitary. You spend hours alone in front of a computer screen, and sometimes it can be really hard to motivate yourself to keep going when you feel like no one is reading what you write or caring about it.
I could tell how afraid Jill was of her voice.
Christmas is just around the corner. I'm sure the Thomas family will all be together, so you should prepare yourself for a great time. They're good people, but almost Eve, one of them snores loudly and has foot. There's a chance you could get athlete's foot from them as well, so be careful when using the shower. Thomas also got it from a visit to parents' house, though. I've been do best to treat it since we noticed.
I could hear Jill take in a sharp breath. I congratulated Jill from the bottom of my heart and hung up the phone. Ah, how refreshing goodbye, smelly CIO, bazooka snoring. Jill didn't want to be single and paying alimony on her own, so she married Thomas, but less than 2 years later they broke up. It must have been tough for Thomas to come back from being away from a woman for a second time, and he told me that we should try again, but I ignored him. When money runs out, a relationship can end. Once he finished paying off all that he owed me, I blocked his phone number. Using the money I received as alimony, I opened up my own aromatherapy school. While helping my husband with his foot problems, I learned a lot about essential oils. It became a hobby of mine, so I thought that combining it with my interests and career would be the perfect way to work. I've received good reviews, and my student numbers are increasing daily. The other day, my school was on TV. You just never know what you can accomplish in life. I never expected that I would gain something from the efforts I put into helping my husband with his feet. So I have to say I'm proud of myself. Thanks to that, I'm busy these days, having fun working something I enjoy. Now then, let me get back to work.